Hey everyone, welcome back. So a couple of days ago I did a video on the predictions for 2022 as far as the miners, where they could be in price by the end of the year. A lot of you guys had a request to what if there was a bear case scenario for this. So we'll do a bear case scenario right now. It's kind of interesting how things actually work out. So we'll do a relatively low bear case, and then we'll do a oh what the heck is going on kind of bear case scenario. So let's get into the charts here. As always, not financial advice, for entertainment only. Do your own research. Don't fall for scams. Spam posts get reported and deleted. All right, so here's the data that we have. So on the left-hand side here is the data that we had from our, kind of like a bull case scenario. If things work out great and Bitcoin goes up to 85,000, you can check out the video that was, I think, posted on Sunday. So you can take a look at that to go over the numbers there. It's kind of interesting to look at the numbers. And then obviously here we're going with Bitcoin, kind of being averaged at 42,000 for the next 3 months. May go up a little bit higher, may go down a little bit lower, but on average we're going to be at 42,000 roughly. Then come Q2, we're going to fall about 15% from there and basically average out for the Q2 for that. And then Q3, we're going to fall another 15%. I believe I have that at, yep, we're going to fall another 15% from there. We're going to average around there, go up a little bit higher, go below it, go up higher, but we're going to average out around 30,000. And then obviously in Q4, we're going to do 25,000, going down another 15% from there to 25,800 roughly. So using that information, we're also using the same basically average hash rate that we used on the bull case scenario here for the miners for 2022. This is just saying that the hash rate is going to increase basically 20% per quarter roughly. So by the end, I think we're going to be up like 50% on the hash rate over the year from the start to the end. So we're going to use that same kind of data there. So let's take a look at our findings here, and we can compare them to these guys here. So miner comparison, let's put this in so both fit. There we go. Okay, so Argo, obviously in our bull case, we had him at possibly making 202 million right here. And then in our bear case scenario, we have them at 100 million. Bitfarms was 411 for the bull, 201 for the bear. So almost basically it looks like everything's about half of it just kind of worked out that way, surprisingly. And the reason for that is if we look at, let's just take a look at any one of these guys. Let's take a look at possibly Bitfarms. So with the miner schedule, obviously, not being set in stone, these miners can obviously get installed when they said that they're going to get installed or afterwards. Probably not going to get installed early, I'm guessing, but they can get obviously delayed. So this is based on if everything works out perfectly, the miners get installed when they said they're going to get installed when they ordered them. So that's a big gift there. But we can see that as even though the price of Bitcoin here, so this is in March, we're seeing that some of these miners, we'll just take the first one here, is at 1487. Then the hash rate obviously increases in going into Q2. And the price drops, we can see that we're only at 1053 instead of the 1487. So we're making less, but they have more miners coming and being installed. So that kind of offsets a little bit. And we can see this going on through June. And then obviously we have another price drop in Bitcoin price and hash rate increase. We can see that the same miner is now making 746, where it was making 1053 here. And keep going forward till September, which is the last one. We are October. Yeah, October. And then we're down to 528 for the same miner that was, what, $14 to start out the year. But by that time, you're getting a lot more miners, and your hash rate has increased so much that it is compensating a little bit for the, basically, well, it's compensating for the Bitcoin price drop and the hash rate increase. So if we look at the miner comparison here, right now we have them basically at 50% of where they are. And if we look at where they're currently at, I don't think, let me see here. Yeah, these are the most recent numbers here. So these are the most recent numbers for the stock prices. Actually, 11.99 isn't right. Okay, so that hasn't been updated here, but they're pretty close. Obviously, the miners are up to date, but I forgot to update this here on this one. So if we look at it here, I'm looking at an estimated for them for the end of the year in a bear case of being basically on the low end of 248, the high 413. So that's still an increase on most of these guys. Should be an increase of over at least 100%, if not more, depending on obviously where Bitcoin ends up with. But you can easily see that even though Bitcoin price is going down, the thing that counteracts that is the miners getting installed. So it's really important for the miners to get installed when they say they're going to get installed. If you have a 20% delay in the miners getting installed, well, that's going to obviously cut into your profits and everything else. So infrastructure is really important to get built out for all these. And then obviously they're getting the miners installed when they said they're going to get installed so that you can counteract the drop in price of Bitcoin and the hash rate increase. So just something for you guys to take a look at here. So it's not all that bad if Bitcoin drops. The miners will be okay. I think the investors may not be happy with it, obviously, but we're still looking at like Marathon possibly being between $79 and $132 if we're using just the price to earnings multiple of 20. Obviously, they are more likely to get a little bit higher multiple on that. So they could be even higher than that, even if Bitcoin goes down to 30,000. So now let's take a look at the worst case scenario. What happens if Bitcoin is dropping 10% each month, basically throughout the end of the year here? So we'll start off with January, and then we'll cut this by 10%. Oops, what did I do here? I forgot to put the times. Times 0.9, and we'll follow that over to the end of December. So in December, we're down to 13,000 on the Bitcoin price, that would be definitely an extreme, a very bear case scenario. We've seen this before where Bitcoin has come down from 20,000 down to 3,000. So how would this stack up to our numbers? So based on that, we're still showing that they would be, for the most part, they're still making money. They still would be profitable, and they still should be increasing from where they are right now. So Argo, for the low, is 184 to 307. Bitfarms would be 890 to 1483. And they are right now, where are they at? 429. Yeah, so that's still an increase on them. Cleanspark would be 39 to 56 possibly. Digihost, obviously, I wouldn't use a 20 multiple on them. I'd probably use like a 10 P ratio on them because they are pretty much at full capacity already, and there's not much reported for the middle of the year, end of the year, anything like that as far as new miners getting installed. So if we're using just a 10 multiple, we're looking at maybe, was it going to be $9 to a high of $15 maybe. And then DMG obviously 251 to 419. Hive 571 to 952. Hut 8 would be 883 to 1472. Iris 2768 to 4613. Marathon 5785 to 96. Mawson 1524 to 25. And then Riot 2987 to 4979. Compared where they are right now, even in the worst case scenario for Bitcoin, as long as the miners get installed, prices should go up, at least in my opinion. But the bad thing is, investors don't listen to me, and I don't have control over the investors. And they could go either way. Obviously, if Bitcoin's falling down to 13,000, where it's down, what is that going to be, 85% from its high or something like that. These guys are going to be down 95% from their high probably. But the only good thing is the miners that are getting installed should get installed. If they don't get installed, then none of this really matters. So, but based on what I'm seeing here, even if Bitcoin dives, these guys should be okay as long as the miners get installed. And I keep saying that, as long as the miners get installed. So let me know what you guys think of this. Obviously, just for kind of giggles here, just take a look at it, see how things would work out. I still think Bitcoin's going to go up this year. I could be wrong. It could be trading flat for a while, depending on how things do. But I still think we're going to go up. Will we go to 200,000? I don't know. Would it be nice to get it up to 100,000? Sure. But that's why in my bull case, I used only like 85,000 as the max that we basically average out at possibly towards the end of the year. So let me know what you guys think of this. Obviously, if you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell. And then as well, these spreadsheets are going to be on my Patreon page. If you guys want to support me there, I'd appreciate it. If not, you guys can always take a look at them here. All right. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye.